Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside. There, as Bud came in, and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him. And the measurable that stands out, the height. The challenger, the undisputed Benavidez Jr. is 4 inches taller. He's 6 foot. And Jose himself confidently says, I will expose Bud Crawford. I'm ready, I'm strong, I'm hungrier. José Benavidez Jr. A tidal wave of boos crashing down on him right now. And now he hears these fans. This is Crawford country, folks. Omaha, Nebraska. Nowhere to run once he goes up those steps. Reception for Terence, Bud Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be entertained. Omaha, Nebraska. This is the main event. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring as a challenger and wearing red camo with gold trim. He weighed in at an official 145 pounds. And he enters the ring an undefeated professional with 27 victories. 18 of those victories coming by way of KO. The former interim super lightweight champion of the world. Puro PHX, Phoenix, Arizona, José Benavidez Jr. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing black with fuchsia and red trim. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 145.5 pounds. Started from the bottom now. He enters the ring, an undefeated 3-division pound-for-pound king with 33 victories. 24 of those victories coming by way of KO. The former lightweight, former undisputed super lightweight, and tonight, making the first defense of his WBO welterweight championship of the world. Born, bred, and repping Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Bud Crawford.
He went over the rules in the dressing room. Keep it clean, set yourself it all firm. Let's do this.
WBO welterweight championship of the world.
See both guys right now trying to figure the range out, the speed, the distance.
See how much taller.
Moving, trying to create things with his feet, using his jab in spurts. Benavidez is stocking right now with a strong, stiff jab.
Egging him on and antagonizing him the way he did. He wants Crawford to come forward and attack.
Crawford giving him a smile and a little nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body. Benavidez tried to catch him with that left hand as he came forward. And now drops his guard and pumps defensively for a moment.
Benavidez showing right away that he's not scared of Terence Crawford. He's stocking him.
He's a natural welterweight since adolescence, and he's fought as high as 54.
Now the switch in stance from Crawford.
Benavidez right there landed 2 jabs on Crawford. Crawford trying to step in and counterpunch, but you see it's a little difficult. Benavidez is controlling the outside range with that jab while he's stocking.
Jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford. The jab is what sets up everything for Terence Crawford. He lunged with that straight left. Benavidez is a good counterpuncher.
Bud shakes that off. We're going to take just one short break here, and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around.
He does, but I like what I'm seeing right now from Benavidez. He got Crawford kind of tentative and not committing right away. Crawford, most of the time, likes to commit after that jab, and Benavidez is standing his ground and not allowing him to commit with anything after his jab.
Terence has to go to the body here. Jab, then go downstairs.
Well, I would take my attention downstairs. You see how big that frame is from Benavidez, but Terence right now is picking to choose to see if he can wear him down a little bit mentally. Get him to make mistakes.
Got to give Terence a little time, Terence.
There he is.
There he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford. Benavidez shakes it off. He says, isn't anything.
Crawford has extreme concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
There's Miss Deborah. Always an interesting watch ringside.
Crawford. And that's one thing you got to do when you fight Terence Crawford. You see him fire back with his jab right there.
Good exchange. The body work from Bud Crawford, and then that exchange at the end when each man just had the glancing blow.
With Benavidez' confidence. He's never fought in a fight like this. He's never fought an opponent this good. And you can tell he believes he's supposed to be here. He says Terence Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. But in boxing, the imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez.
To land that body shot.
Tim, can Crawford also come off the jab and shoot a straight left hand?
He definitely can, but he has to be careful because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch. This is a good-looking third round.
Getting caught with those combinations and putting those earmuffs on. That's target practice for a guy like Terence Crawford.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone.
From Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round. Taking control here.
From the champion, Bud Crawford, stepping in behind the jab. You see the peekaboo defense there, even though Benavidez shook that off. He landed those hard body shots on Benavidez.
One of the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terence Bud Crawford. Trained by Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac.
Bro, you can get closer to him. So after you get closer to him, then you start going to the body, come back up to the head.
Say anything about the power of Benavidez?
No, ain't no power. He ain't got no power.
Thank you very much.
Coming straight down the middle on the way in with the right hand of Benavidez. This is high-level prize fighting right here. These guys are at mid-distance range, exchanging shots, going back and forth, offense and defense by both of these guys.
Southpaw against the orthodox. Take note of that front foot of Bud Crawford. If he gets that outside position, and now all of a sudden there's a switch to southpaw with Benavidez. But that prime position, watch for it here.
And he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
Oh, good right hand by Benavidez, right on the belt line where it says Crawford and pink. Super slow-mo as he plants it.
It was a little low. Right on the belt line right there.
Crawford off balance that time. Here in Omaha. Remember, Benavidez says, I'm not going to change who I am. He hasn't so far. He stood right in there, landed that good right hand to the body.
All right, Jose. Third round was good for Crawford. Fourth round, what worked for Jose Jr.?
I think all the round Junior is getting him. I don't know what you've seen in the third round. I think he's boxing him beautiful. You know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punches. Look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. He's catching him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look. But of course, you know, you're in his hometown. Every time he touches a little bit, people makes it seem like it's big. Maybe because Junior is not following him, you know. So hopefully he can keep like that. I think that's we're happy with everything that we're seeing right now.
And not running makes a good night for you, the viewer, and these fans here. And by the way, in terms of the way the crowd reacts, they very much knew what they were getting themselves into, so much so to the point that Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going a distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose, and that right hand was a decisive blow in the previous round, the right hand to the body. It definitely hurt Crawford right as he was establishing a rhythm.
The body of Benavidez and having some sets over the top with the right hook and occasional left hand. That's why you see all the hand gestures from both guys.
Benavidez was searching for that right hand to the body again. That time, he caught him with a short right hand as Crawford came in.
Right in front of Benavidez. Crawford should pick up his feet and use a little bit more angles and confuse Benavidez.
A guy who sits number one atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number one pound-for-pound, retired, now works for us. Taking on the best in the world, Terence Crawford. Let's look at the CompuBox numbers as they're being tallied tonight. Total power punches. Remember we mentioned Benavidez a tip lower at 38%. Competitive fight.
You mentioned, Joe, that this is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more this division.
Just pause and think about that for a moment. He was sparring Manny Pacquiao at 16 years old.
He'll use that jab occasionally, but he'll wait on you and he'll fire some combinations back at you. Great counterpuncher. And he has good speed.
But his sense of himself, except for when he was a kid.
Interesting moment right there as Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
Right now, Benavidez is having some success.
He is with that right hand, Tim.
Straight right hand, and also, like the champ said, he's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency
that spiked this crowd here. You saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he let him go again. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford.
Pick him up, pick him up, pick him up.
End of 6 for the welterweight title. Joe, Tim, Mark, and Bernardo here ringside. They are on their feet in Omaha. It has been a very good first half of this world title fight. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
Crawford right now controlling the outside. That's why he's able to land these shots. Benavidez has nowhere to go but back.
Here's David Benavidez, undefeated himself. Jose's brother, so talented at 168 pounds.
We see a lot of boxing dads who have sired one champion, but to my knowledge,
it's like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up.
Bernardo has been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
Well, Benavidez is doing exactly what his father doesn't want him. I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in, and Bud came at him.
You see there's no jab. Now Benavidez is willing to cover up right in front of Terence Crawford. That's a huge mistake.
He's tired.
He is tired.
And see Jose Sr. and Jr. trying to gather themselves after a very fine-looking 7th round from Bud Crawford, Tim.
Here it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pay short. Left hand right there.
Let me tell you something. Bud has landed a few good ones, especially the right hand to the body and that left hand moments ago. Round 8. Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
I'll tell you what I do see from the facial expression from Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well when you're in with a pound-for-pound great.
You become an instant punching bag.
And that gap looks like it's going to continue here.
This is the complete takeover round for Terence Crawford. Landing his best stuff to the head and body of Benavidez.
It's a great observation on the feet, Mark.
Fatigue.
Noticeable how it's changed. You know who else notices it? Trying to put that right hand to the body against Crawford. Remember, he had success earlier tonight with that right hand to the body.
That's the bolo shot Benavidez is trying to land.
Crawford, 3-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard of Benavidez.
And of course, Benavidez shakes his head.
Benavidez really just stalking right in front of Crawford. Now he tries to put a combination together, and Crawford did the smart thing by stepping in, bodying up, and tying up Benavidez.
Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the 8th. What answer does José Benavidez Jr. have now against Bud Crawford?
In answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming in?
Every single time Benavidez put those earmuffs on.
Andre Ward went with an even 6th round, but still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
To be able to land some combinations up top like that, right hook right there, and spinning around on the angle and not get hit. Look at the feet. How he just got out of range right there. Angles out right there. Terence Crawford.
He made a point before. That jab looks good when he throws it, but he's taking rounds off from that jab.
Honestly, it's the knee. I believe it's the knee. Nice shot right there from Benavidez. You're not going to win rounds like this, Benavidez.
In the ring against the best in the world and now searching for an answer. He talked so much.
Investigating that shooting. Nobody gets shot right above the knee walking his dog. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it. Just doesn't know who.
Right now he's got to worry about being targeted by Bud Crawford, who's stepping right to him as he covers up against the ropes, and Crawford's going to have some up. Another check in what the corners are saying. Here's Bernardo.
All right, in the corner, Bud Crawford said, "Bud, can you hear me?" He looked over, he said, "Last round, finish this."
Terence Crawford right now, not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more on Benavidez. He's there to be hit.
Put that left hand right to the body. He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavidez comes up with here as Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavidez.
This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way. That left hand by Terence Crawford in the last round, champ.
You see Benavidez pulling back. Cardinal rule. Don't pull straight back. And Terence Crawford recognizing that and throws a sweeping left hand to land on Benavidez.
That pound for pound elite. In 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 200.
We've talked before about Crawford basically torturing guys who've antagonized him, who've made it personal to hurt him. It's Benavidez' chin that's keeping him up.
Chin in the heart. Chin in the heart of Benavidez.
Looking to place that right hand again is Benavidez. He is taking steps forward at least here in these championship rounds.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to walk down Terence, and he needs to let his combinations fly. You can't throw one punch at a time against Terence Crawford. He's too smart for that.
They create offense, and they provide elite defense. As now Benavidez looks to wrap up for a moment as Crawford came in.
Step back, step back, step back, step back.
Ruiz will separate them here. Maybe looking at a go-for-broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit. Crowd on their feet here in Omaha.
Which is smart by Terence Crawford. There it is again.
Sacked off balance.
Check hook.
They touch him up for the 12th and final round. Remember yesterday at the weigh-in, what almost touched the chin of Benavidez. Crawford is easily in control, and he's got 2.5 minutes to try to make that dream come true to Benavidez. How much does Benavidez want it?
Well, if he wants to be the champion he always saw himself as, the champion he was told he would become, he's got to sell out right now.
Got to risk everything, right, Tim?
Got to go for it. And he is. He's trying. And put combinations together to the head and body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round?
Every single round. And he's showing that he's more fundamentally sound than Benavidez.
Miles ahead. First half of this fight, highly competitive.
Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute to finish him awaits. Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it.
I believe Terence lands an uppercut, a right uppercut, a punch he never threw through the whole fight. Short uppercut. Then he follows up to finish him with a right hook. Benavidez was hurt, still hurt from that first knockdown. And Terence Crawford with a big grin right there saying, yes, I told you so.
The right uppercut was unbelievable. Look before we hear from Bud the Man. A right uppercut for the ages. And then a finishing touch to rise above them all. We're going to hear from Bud Crawford when we return to Omaha.
Everything that went on this week, he was trying to get in my head, wanted me to have a firefight with him. We knew if we get in a rhythm, we can do whatever we want. And that's what we did today.
He's got that new big multi-year deal. He's cashing in, and he's sending them out. Landed 17 power punches in that 12th round. The right uppercut. Look at how relaxed